Good evening, humans. TyrannosaurusMoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Masterverse Dark-Lyn figure from Mattel. Question is this figure as badass as Evil-Lyn was in the show? Well, let's talk about that. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks awesome, and Mattel has really put a lot of love into this line, and this is no exception. The exclusives for the Masterverse, I think, have been exceptionally good, and yeah, this just continues that with the kind of extra bit of attention going to the soft goods and just details in general. So speaking of that, the head sculpt we have here for Dark-Lyn is like spot on, just like the show. Love that they added some nice metallic sheen to both the face makeup and the kind of fiery crown she has here on kind of coming around the side. They got a nice wash going on the hair as well, giving that some nice depth. So that is very, very welcome. Very innovative, I think, the way they kind of made this floating collar work to where it is two pegs here into the base of the kind of right at the collarbones. And yes, that works really well. You do get some good movement there. We'll go over that a little bit later. But yeah, very well done. And then as you can see, the body armor still has a little bit of that metallic sheen as well. Done very well with that very dark blue. They get some nice gold, consistent throughout, pretty much all around the figure, which is always welcome, down to the little details on the feet here. And not only that, we do get a translucent blue jewel here on the belt, which is pretty cool. Like can't think of another Masterverse figure I have that actually has any of the translucent pieces like that. So that's excellent. Then we have these floating shoulder pads here, which also, again, we kind of have a framework here. As you can see, the cape is on that as well. Let me move this. So as you can see, just using some Velcro, and that kind of attaches there. That's very, very nice. And these do move as well, so they kind of get out of the way of the arms. So very cool there. And then the cape itself, you get this nice star pattern on the inside. The outside is just the blue that we're seeing around the rest of the figure. So yeah, and beyond that, I mean, she looks buff as hell, as she should. You know, abs for days, and just really just nailed the look from the show. So that's aesthetics. Very straightforward here when it comes to accessories, and I think that's acceptable, especially considering we have pretty much all new sculpt here, none of which can really see any sort of reuse. So yeah, very much acceptable. And so going into what we've got, so we got a few sets of hands. So we have some open palms here on the figure out of the box. Then get a pair of fists and a couple of gripping hands. Then we get a couple of effects pieces, both are the same, and that is this really cool like fire effect. And these are for the open palms. Let's see if I can zoom in here. Oh, that actually worked out pretty well. You can see there's this little ridge in the middle of it. So the thumb goes over one side, the hands go over the other side. Let's see if I can do this on camera. Why not? So that just kind of slides in and holds on really well to the figure itself. So as you can see, it doesn't really fall off. So really well done there. And that's accessories. Articulation, balance here are awesome. And you know, pretty much what we've seen with Masterverse, with a couple of additions, mostly due to the garb that she has on. So as you can see, you can hold a freestanding kick. I don't have anything supported here, and this took like 2 seconds. So always welcome. So that's great. Our head is on our standard barbell joint. So we're getting about that much up, much better down, and a little bit of tilt. Of course, we're getting swivel there as well. And they did a good job of keeping the collar out of the way. So like looking up, we're not really knocking into that. So that's excellent. Coming to the shoulders, we actually have ball joints here at the shoulder pads themselves. So those move around to kind of get out of the way. As you can see, that does kind of knock out a little easily. We are on our hinge and swivel at the arms. Coming into our T, we have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. Oh, pardon me. Hinge and swivel at the wrists, all horizontal. We have our ball joint at the diaphragm, our swivel at the waist. So obviously our swivel there, but for our crunch, getting about that far forward, nothing spectacular. And then back, we get a little bit of arch. And of course, we're getting some really nice side to side because of the shape of the torso there. So that is excellent. Then we come to the hips, and we are getting pretty much full splits. Absolutely beautiful. Our front kick is decent, not quite as good as I would hope. And then we get thigh swivel, double jointed knees coming all the way up. We get shin swivel, perfect point. Not really any forward because of the sculpt here at the anklet, and some excellent rocker. And then the final point of articulation would be our cape, which is completely wired, or not completely wired, it's wired around the base, not right here at the bottom, but really definitely gives some nice posing options. So always welcome, and that's articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here she is with her other two incarnations, with some other Masterverse, with some Hasbro and some Mattel, with some imports, with some monsters. Finally, with unarticulated icons, Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valorverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the MOTU Masterverse Dark-Lyn figure from Mattel is that this is an awesome figure, and I definitely recommend it if you are a fan of the Revelation series, if you're a fan of Evelyn in general, just if you like the Masterverse line, definitely worth picking up. And this is a Mattel Creations exclusive. Last I checked, this was still available. So, you should be able to get your hands on it. I will definitely have a link in the description below. So hopefully you can pick this up if you are interested. And yeah, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff, or any combination therein. And other ways to help the channel below in the description if you are so inclined. So yeah, I hope to see you again here on the channel, because I do about 3 reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. So if any of those things interest you, please click that subscribe button and come on back and let's talk some more toys. So with all of that being said, I hope you're well. I hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.